Okay, this is the review video for dividing polynomials. Again, in this case, when you get better at these, essentially what I would want for you to do is to factor the numerator and denominator, and of course we can remember that the numerator is that part on the top, and the denominator is that part on the bottom. In this case, though, it's pretty nice. They've factored it for you, so you might notice that x plus 3 times x plus 8 looks like something that we might have factored already. And once it's factored, all you need to look for are the same things in the numerator and denominator. And in this case, probably you'd see that, well, in this case, they have an x plus 8 in both the numerator and denominator, so that'll cancel out. You may also see that these numbers in front, the coefficients, those can be reduced as well. 3 over 6, well, that can be reduced to 1 over 2, because 3 over 6 is the same thing as 1 over 2. Your answer is going to be writing out whatever you have left. So for the numerator, you could write 1 times x plus 3, but really you don't need to write the 1 because it's sort of irrelevant. And on the bottom, all you have left is 2, and that's your answer. In this case, something just a little more complicated. All it asks you to do is to factor the numerator. Again, factor the numerator, which means you're going to write it like that multiplication problem. Find the factors. In this case, you're going to think to yourself, well, what adds up to negative 6 and multiplies to 8? Well, you might think, okay, well, 4 times 2 equals 8. But they need to add up to negative 6. So maybe you say, okay, well, negative 4 times negative 2, negative times a negative, that still multiplies to positive 8, but it adds up to negative 6. That looks good to me. So x minus 4 times x minus 2 would be how we would factor the numerator here. Again, we already just had an x minus 2 at the bottom. Those two are the same, they get canceled out. So that means our answer would be x minus 4. And then in class I talked about something that you wouldn't really need to know until pre-calculus, but I talked about you need to consider the value for x that would make the denominator be 0 in this thing that you canceled out. And so if you think about, okay, what could you plug in for x to make x minus 2 equal 0? Well, that would be the value 2. So if you wanted a complete answer, you'd say x minus 4 comma x cannot equal 2. Alright, but again, for this year, that isn't super important, but when you get into pre-calculus and higher level math, that will be very crucial.